Hi, this is Philip Mason with Incredible Fathers. I just wanted to spend a few moments with you today, and I'm just excited to share a few insights that I've had that I think will be helpful to you. One of the things that as parents that we inadvertently do sometimes is we misuse the power of suggestion. So let me talk about the power of suggestion for a little bit. So we have to be really careful what we bring up and what we talk about with our children, because our children are like sponges. They just absorb everything and then they process it in their minds and then they regurgitate it and it comes out in their own creative way. And so this can be had for good or for evil. So for example, if a parent brings up it says something like, I wonder if I gave Tommy a beer and we drank it, I wonder what would happen to him, and then starts laughing. And then the child hears that. What goes through the child's mind? What do they think about beer? And what if I had beer? Am I supposed to have beer? What would happen to me if I drank beer? It creates all these images in the child's mind. But the same thing can happen for something good. If a child is getting upset because a sibling's taking away a toy, and a mother says, wow, I wonder if Susan can learn how to share her toys and treat her siblings with respect, and learn how to give her sister a hug when she needs one, and just say something like that, even if it may be indirect. And that child, that question will bounce around in their head, and they'll be like, why is my mom or dad talking about this? And what does it mean for me? And why should I be nice to someone else when I want something, or someone else has something that I want? And it gets them thinking about what it means to be courteous and kind, and to ask for things politely and to share things. So the power of suggestion can be very powerful. And so we have to be careful with it. So let me give you one more example of how this sometimes doesn't work out very well. So sometimes as parents, we inadvertently favor children in a certain way. So we may notice that one of our children has a special skill or talent. Maybe we'll say one of our children has a lot of musical talent, is very good on the piano, very good at singing. And so we praise that child and say, oh, you're so wonderful at music and such. And let's say the other child has a very handsome face and very good features, very beautiful, whatever. And so we may, as a parent, may say, Susan, you're really great at piano and music, and Brittany, you're just so beautiful and your hair's so long and wonderful. And as a parents, we think we're doing this great thing. We think we're praising our kids for the good qualities and traits that we see in them. But in reality, what's actually happening in their minds is Susan's thinking, oh, I'm ugly, I'm not beautiful, and the only thing I'm good at is music. That's miserable. And Brittany's thinking, oh, my parents think I'm beautiful, but they think I have no talent and skill, and I'm totally clueless when it comes to music. And they think the negative and the opposite. And so that it can often be a trap there with our children, is that we have to be careful, and we kind of have to set the stage and teach them that we value them and we love them for all their gifts and talents. And we need to let them know that they have many gifts and talents, and that those gifts are very precious, and to develop them. So for me as a parent, it's just good practice to let all my children know that they are beautiful and they're handsome, and that they are talented and they're gifted, and that they have great expectations. And one-on-one, I like to develop those skills and talents that I see in them and help them to grow and to develop. And I'm careful about how I praise them in front of their siblings and in front of others. And because you don't want to create the wrong ideas or create the wrong suggestions in their mind that might create the wrong thought patterns that you don't want to occur. So you have to be really careful with that as a parent. And along with that, I also tell my kids, I'm not perfect, and as your father, I'm always trying to do better. And so I expect the same as you. You're always trying to become better, and as your father, I want to help you to become and to grow into something better than what you already are. And so that's a very beautiful principle that can be used over and over again. But it needs to be communicated to our kids, and we need to let them know that there's kind of an equal playing field with all of our children. We want all of them to succeed. So I'm going to tell you a quick story real quick. So I knew a young man that I worked with when I was in church, and I was kind of in an advisor type position, and where I was helping some of the young men at church. And we did a lot of really neat things in the outdoors and also with community service. But one of the young men, he was really struggling because he had parents that loved him, but the parents were favoriting his younger sibling who was really into motocross. So he loved his dirt bikes and he'd go out and race motocross. Well, the message that this young man got from his parents is because his parents were investing all this time and money into his younger brother for all of his motocross racings. And so the message that these parents were sending to this young man was that my mom and dad don't care about my future. They don't care about me. And they're always focused on my brother, and they're always taking him places, and they're always helping him with his dirt bike, and they're always watching him win championships, and they're always praising him for all the good that he does. And my parents, I don't get all that attention. And so this was really detrimental for this young man. And he also had a younger brother, or an older brother who went on and played college football and was pretty was a great student and won a lot of honors with his academics. And so he was kind of stuck in the middle, and he kind of felt like his parents didn't value his contributions or who he was or what he did. And so it was kind of sad because he drifted from the correct course, the right way of doing things, and he started becoming rebellious. And I could see how that was hurting him. And I pleaded with him just to hang in there and stay the course and be a good person, even though he wasn't getting that love and attention he needed from his parents. But unfortunately, he just kept drifting over time and kind of became for himself. And so as parents, there can be unintended consequences on how we favor or focus on one child over another. And so we have to be really careful, kind of keep a level, equal playing field with our children, and be careful with the power of suggestion, and help our children magnify all of their talents and gifts, and let them know that they're all beautiful and that they're all handsome, and let them know that God's blessed them with a lot of different talents and skills, and help them to identify what those are. And sometimes that's best done individually, privately, one-on-one, and help them to develop those skills. And so it doesn't become like a competitive scene where the children feel like they're competing for the parents' attention and resources and love. You don't want that. You want them to all feel like they're valuable, and to feel like they all have talents and gifts, and that they all are deserving of their parents' love. You want them all to feel that way. So as a parent, that's something that's really helped me, is when I've tried to give equal attention and time and love to each of my children, and to value all of their contributions, to value all the things that they say, all the things that they do, all of their skills and talents, and give them priority in my life as much as I can. So one more example here, and we'll close. But my daughter enjoys ballet, and she's a great dancer. Now I appreciate dance, and it's very valuable, but ballet in itself, I really don't care a whole lot about ballet. It's not real important to me. It's not high on my priority list. But my daughter is, and so because of that, ballet also has a high priority in our family. So our family puts a lot of time and effort into ballet and rehearsals and programs and so on and so forth. And we do that because we love our daughter and we want her to grow and develop. It's something that's really important to her. So be willing as a parent to be flexible and to have interests in things that you may not have interest in, but your children do. And that'll be a big blessing. And I know that they will come, your children will look back at you and say, you know, Mom and Dad, you guys were great. And I appreciate all that you've done for me. Thank you so much. And as a parent, that thank you down the road is really, it's worth its weight in gold. There's nothing quite like it. Well, thanks for letting me just kind of share a few things that have been on my heart. And this is Philip Mason with Incredible Fathers, and I'm signing off.